the 8 parts of speech, we are going to start with noun. So, noun is a naming word. It could be the name of a person, place or thing, right. Under noun, we have got so many classifications. We have got these major classification of proper noun, common, collective, material and abstract. What do you mean by proper name? When you say that the name of a person, place or thing, if you are going to specify this is the person or this is one person, James or Betty or someone in particular, you are naming somebody in a particular manner, then that is called proper noun. What do you mean by common noun? Common noun is a word standing for any of the items of the class. For example, if I say newspaper, that could be a common noun, because there are so many newspapers. Suppose I say the Hindu or the Express, then you are talking about a particular newspaper, then that will come under proper noun. When I say Trivandrum, I am talking about a specific city, the capital of Kerala, then I am talking about proper noun. When I say a city, I am talking about, it could be any city, it is just a city, we are not saying which city that is, then we are talking in terms of common noun. Have you got the difference between proper noun and common noun? Then comes the collective noun. When the word collective itself tells you that it is a group, it stands for a group, but considered as a single unit. When you say a flock, right, or a bunch or a herd or army, then you say a single word used for a group, then you are talking in terms of collective noun. Then comes the material noun. All the things in the world are made up of different materials. This table is made up of wood, right, your chain is made up of gold. The substance with which things are made, they refer to material noun. So, the examples could be gold, silver, wood, wool, cotton, it could be any materials. Have you got it? Then comes the abstract noun. This is slightly difficult to understand. What do you mean by abstract? Abstract is something which is not concrete. What is concrete? Something which you can touch, feel, that is concrete. Abstract is something that you can perceive, but you cannot touch. For example, people are made up of qualities, kindness, goodness, honesty, etc. These are all qualities, they are abstract. Okay. So, qualities of human beings like honesty, truthfulness, kindness, etc. come under abstract nouns. And sometimes the subject names like mathematics, physics, etc. So, that also you can come under that. Then closely associated with this concept of noun is the thing that they are countable, right. You can say this is a pen, right, we have got several pens, right, one and many. You might have seen in dictionaries when you refer to a noun, you might have either it would have been written as C or U. C stands for countable and U stands for uncountable. You need to understand what is countable and what is uncountable. For example, if I say that chair, I can say a chair and several chairs or 10 chairs, a book, 5 books we can say. But you take for example, sugar, ink, etc., oil, they are also nouns, but we cannot count it in the way you may count a pen or a book. So, such nouns come under uncountable category. Then how do we use, what words do we use to refer to them? For example, how will you say about ink? A bottle of ink, a kg of sugar. You cannot say 1 sugar or 2, but you have to say the measurement. So, such uncountable nouns have different measurements to refer to, right. Associated with that, similar to this, based on that plurality, it is referred to in English as number. The system of counting nouns into one and many is referred to as number. If it is one, that is referred to as singular, more than one is referred to as plural. In a language like Sanskrit, you have got dual and then plural, but as far as English is concerned, anything other than one is plural. Do you get it? Whether it could be just 2, it could be 20, it could be 2000. We have got only, it is referred to as plural. and if there is single item, it is known as singular. We are seeing how plurals can be formed from singular nouns, but there is no just one way of doing it in English. There are several ways of doing it in English. The normal way is they say that if you add a s to the existing word, to the noun. So, for example, boy, boys, girl, girls, etc. That is not so. For words which end in sh, ch sound, you have got to add es. And then there is another category, a word which ends in o, you can add a single s. But it is not for all the words which end in o, but you have got, for example, for mango and potato, you will have to add es, right. Similarly, see, if for boy the plural is boys, for man why can't it be mans? No, but it is men. So, here what happens is the middle sound, the vowel undergoes a change. So, the plural of woman is women, right. Similarly, for a word like, see, in the case of ox, it is oxen, you add en, but in the case of box, we say boxes, not boxen, right. So, you understand there are so many different ways of making plurals and there is no single governing rule for that. So, we will have to learn the individual examples separately. I cannot say we are making a generalized statement of we can make the plurals of English nouns by adding s or es or ren, etc. We cannot say, because for different nouns we have to make the plural in different manner. I hope you have understood that. And there are some nouns which exist only in the plural form, like we say scissors, trousers, though we may refer to them as a single unit, right. When you say, you need to say only I need a pair of scissors, though you are asking for one. Similarly, for trousers. There are certain other nouns, so which in making it is a compound noun, for example, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, etc., where it is a hyphenated word. When you want to add the, when you want to make the plural, you have to add s to the first word. You can say sons-in-law, but never son-in-laws. Son-in-laws is a wrong usage, it should be sons-in-law. Similarly, if you want to say daughters-in-law and not daughter-in-laws, daughter-in-laws is wrong. There are certain other nouns for which we have got two forms of plural. For example, cloth. For cloth, you have got cloths and clothes. There are two forms, cloth as clothes. When you say cloths, I mean to the variety or the kinds of cloth. You have got the different types of fabrics. When I say clothes, it stands for garment. So, similarly, I can give another example, fish. The plural of fish generally is fish, that means collectively. When I say fishes, that is also an accepted variety form. When I say fishes, I mean to kinds of fishes, more than one variety. So, these are all we have been seeing how plurals can be formed from singular nouns. Closely associated with this is the concept of gender. It is a special quality for nouns alone. You cannot have gender for adverb or adjective or any other parts of speech. What is gender? All living organisms under animal kingdom can be classified into male and female. Gender is associated with that. Okay. When you say that a noun, right, under noun you can classify the nouns according to the gender in 4 different ways in English. One is masculine gender, right, boy, father, etc. come under masculine gender. They refer to male persons or things, I mean things which can be classified as male. Or feminine gender, like woman, mother, etc. can be feminine gender, right. What about common gender? Common gender is which could be either male or female. For example, if I say a child could be a boy or a girl. When I say a friend, we are not denoting whether it is a boyfriend or a girlfriend. The word friend by itself is a common term. Similarly, if I say teacher could be a male teacher or a female teacher. So, the word teacher shows that it is a common, it belongs to common gender, right. Similarly, and then we have got one more thing called neuter gender. In common gender, the word could be either male or female. In neuter gender, it is neither male nor female. I want you to know the difference between these two. Neuter is none of these two. That means a pen. We cannot classify it as male or female. A table, wood, etc. It is neither male nor female. Such a thing we call it as neuter gender. So, there are 4 genders in English as far as noun is concerned. Just as we have various ways of making plurals from singular nouns, we also have various ways of making the feminine gender from the masculine. Similarly, we do not have a single rule to govern all the possibilities. We have got, see for example, if it is man, it is a totally different word, wife or woman. Okay. Similarly, boy, girl, it is a totally different word. But in some cases, we will have to add ESS, baron, baroness, actor, actress, hair, heiress, etc. So, there are different ways of making feminine gender in English.
Pronouns. Pronouns are also nouns. They are used in the place of nouns or instead of nouns. For example, Ram has a pen. In this sentence, Ram is a noun, pen is also another noun. And the second sentence says, he writes with it. In this sentence, he refers to Ram, it refers to pen. Instead of writing, Ram writes with the pen, we have used he and it. So, instead of Ram, we have used he. This is called a pronoun. Instead of pen, we have used it. So, instead of the noun pen, we have used another noun called it, and that is why it is called pronoun. And pronouns, there are different types of pronouns are there. Personal pronouns, they stand for the names of persons or things and that. I, we, you, he, she, all these are personal pronouns. And you must have come across with so many sentences using these pronouns. We are studying in such and such a school. I am an Indian. You have a name. When I say I am a teacher, I have a name. But instead of using my name, I am using I. She is my mother. That she, your mother has a name. Instead of that name, you are using another noun called pronoun, that is she. That is personal pronouns. Possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns tell us who possesses the certain things. The things are belong to whom. I possess so many things. If I say this is my sari, instead of that, this is mine. This sari is mine. Possessive pronouns are mine, ours, yours, his, hers, theirs, its, etc. The book is mine. The book is hers. Who is the owner of that book? That's who possesses that book? Who owns that book? So, there we use the possessive pronouns. Reflexive or emphatic pronouns, they are formed adding self or selves with the pronouns. Myself, ourselves, yourself, himself, herself, itself, themselves. He did the work himself. In this sentence, the reflexive pronoun himself refers to the subject. She wrote the story herself, and in that sentence, the reflective pronoun herself refers to the subject she. Then demonstrative pronoun points out the things which they refer to. That is my house. This is their house. Those are my classmates. These are our friends. You are pointing out somebody, and then you are using these demonstrative pronouns. Indefinite pronouns. When you refer to somebody or something, you don't know the number or the identity, who they are, how many people are there, how many are there. You don't know the number or the identity. And that cases, you use these indefinite pronouns. Somebody, some, others, all, anything, all these are indefinite pronouns. Some say he is a cheat. Some, you don't know how many people say that he is a cheat. You don't know who are the people. So, that cases when you don't know the number of the people or persons or things or animals, and when you don't know the identity, then you use indefinite pronouns to refer to them. Next, distributive pronouns. These pronouns refer to singular number which are followed by singular verbs only. Each, every, either, nobody are some of the examples for distributive pronouns. Each of the boys, example, each of the boys get a chance to act in the play. When you say each of the boys, there are a number of boys in a group, and you want to tell that each and every boy is going to get a chance to act in the play. So, when you want to mention each and everybody in a group, then you are using distributive pronouns. Each of the boys get a chance to act. So, the distributive pronouns refer to singular number. When you say each of the boys, you are talking about one boy. All the boys, each and everybody, every boy. And that pronoun is followed by a singular verb. Interrogative pronouns used for asking questions. What, who, whose, whom, which are some of the examples for interrogative pronouns. And example is which is your house. When you give the answer, the red one is my house. So, you are describing your house also. Understood? So, which is your house, which here is used as an interrogative pronoun. Relative pronoun. Relative pronouns refers to a noun which has gone before in a sentence. For example, I know the girl who is in blue dress. Here the relative pronoun who refers to the noun girl. This is the house which my father built, and here which refers to the house built by my father. So, relative pronouns refer to the noun which has gone before in a sentence. Adjectives are otherwise called describing words. What do they describe? They describe the nouns. For example, small river, ugly duckling. River is a noun and small is an adjective. That adjective describes the river. Duckling is a noun and ugly is an adjective. The word ugly describes the noun duckling. And adjectives are also of different types. Adjectives of quality, quantity, numeral, interrogative, distributive adjectives, possessive adjectives and demonstrative adjectives. Adjective of quality. The word quality is a self-explanatory term, right? So, the words which tell us the quality of a noun is called an adjective of quality. Big, small, ugly, beautiful, good, bad, fine, hard, simple, tough, all these are some of the examples for adjectives of quality. This is a beautiful picture, this work is very fine, that texture is very soft, this is very shining, all these are adjectives of quality. Adjectives of quantity and numeral, which tells us the adjectives which tell us the quantity, how much, how many and all. Those adjectives are called adjectives of quantity or numeral. Much, many, little, few, several, many, some, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these things are adjectives of quantity and numeral. I want more sugar in this coffee. It's very bitter taste. I want some more sugar to be added. So you say I want more sugar. More tells us the quantity. You want the quantity of the sugar to be increased. There are 5 apples in the basket. 5 is a number, you know that, but here it acts as an adjective that tells us the quantity or number. There are 5 apples in the basket. 5 is a number, you know that, but here it acts as an adjective. Interrogative adjective, again you know that interrogative means question words. So, question adjectives, to frame questions, some words are used as adjectives. What, which, how many, how much and all. How much sugar you want? How many cars do you have? So, here these interrogative words function as adjectives. Hence, they are called interrogative adjectives. Distributive adjective, again you want to describe each and everybody in a gathering. Every, each, either, neither, everybody are some of the examples for distributive adjectives. Each boy was given a prize. Here you have to remember one thing. Distributive adjectives refer to singular number, and hence that distributive adjectives should be followed by singular verb. Each boy was given a prize. You cannot write each boy were, that is very wrong. Each boy was given a prize. Possessive adjective tells us who owns the things and all. This is my bag. They are her sons. So, my is a possessive adjective, her is a possessive adjective. And demonstrative adjectives, when you want to point out a particular thing. Those plates are yours. This chair is mine. So, this, these, that, those are the demonstrative adjectives.
Verb is a doing word. Example, I played well. In this sentence, played is the verb. There are 3 kinds of verbs. They are transitive verb, intransitive verb and auxiliary verb. First, we can study transitive verb. Transitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which passes from the subject to the object. Example, I wrote a letter. In this sentence, what did I write? A letter. So, it has an object. That is why it is a transitive verb. So, we will get the answer if we ask the question, what did I do? So, that time if we get the answer, then it is a transitive verb. Secondly, intransitive verb. Intransitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which does not pass over to the object, because that sentence has no object. Example, I wrote neatly. What did I write? Nothing, because it has no object. So, it is an intransitive verb. Third one, auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb means helping verb. Example, I shall come. Shall is the auxiliary verb. There are many auxiliary verbs. Can, shall, will, is, was, all these are auxiliary verbs. Now we can study adverbs. What is an adverb? Adverb is a word added to a verb. It adds something to the meaning of a verb. Example, I wrote neatly. How did I write? Neatly. We will get the answer neatly. Kinds of adverbs. They are adverb of manner, adverb of degree, adverb of time, adverb of place, affirmative adverb or negative adverb, interrogative adverb an adverb of reason. First of all, we can study adverb of manner. Adverb of manner shows us in what manner an action is done. Example, I wrote neatly. How did I write? Neatly. That's why we will get the answer. So, that is adverb of manner. Again, I walked slowly. How did I walk? Slowly. So, that is an adverb of manner. Second one, adverb of degree. Adverb of degree shows us to what extent an action is done. Example, I wrote very neatly. In the sentence, the adverb of degree is very. Third one, adverb of place. Adverb of place shows us the place where the action is done. Example, I came in. Where did I come? In. So, that in is the adverb of place. Fourth one, adverb of time. Adverb of time shows us the time when the action is done. Example, I came now. When did I come? Now. So, that now is the adverb of time. The next one, affirmative adverb and negative adverb. The word yes is used as affirmative adverb and the word no is used as negative adverb. Example, for affirmative adverb, I will surely come. Surely is the affirmative adverb. I will not come. Not is the negative adverb. Next one, interrogative adverbs. Interrogative adverbs are used in asking questions. The question may be asked about manner, time, place and reason. For example, how did I walk? In this sentence, how did I walk? How is the interrogative adverb of manner. Where did I live? In the sentence, where is the interrogative adverb of place. When did I come? When is the interrogative adverb of time. Why did I cry? Why is the interrogative adverb of reason. Last one, adverb of reason. It shows us why or give us the reason. Example, I came late because I missed the bus. Because is the adverb of reason.
Now let us learn prepositions. You all must have heard about the word preposition. It's one of the parts of speech. Now let us learn the form and functions of prepositions. Now first the definition. A preposition. What is a preposition? It's a word in a sentence that tells you the relationship of the another word in the same sentence. That is, the preposition tells us the position of one word to the relationship of another word. That is, let's see the example. Mr. Raj has a stall near the shop. In this sentence, near is the preposition. That preposition tells us where is Mr. Raj's stall. Understood? That position of the stall of Mr. Raj is told by the preposition. And there is a rule for using the preposition which you have to remind, that a preposition is always followed by a noun. A preposition is always followed by a noun, never followed by a verb. This you have to remember. It's a very, very important rule. There is no change at all. So here in this sentence also, if you see, the preposition near is followed by a noun, the shop. Shop is a noun. And in English, there are about 350 prepositions like before, after, between, at, in, on, beside, besides, near, from, to. So many prepositions are there. If we are not careful in using them, then the meaning of the sentence will be wrong. We will not be able to convey the message correctly. Unless you know the meaning of the preposition and the use of the preposition, you cannot make a proper sentence and you cannot convey the message correctly. And let us see prepositions of place and prepositions of time. At, in, on, these three prepositions can be used to denote the time as well as place. But how to use them? Mostly we are using them wrongly. You have to be very careful. I have given example. First let us see the prepositions of place. At, in, on. At, the preposition at is used to denote a particular point. The shop is at the corner of the street. The shop is at the corner of the street. Here we are using the preposition at to denote a place which is at a particular point. Understood? The next is in. The preposition in is used to refer to an enclosed space. That is, I live in Thiruvananthapuram. She is working in the garden. Garden is an enclosed place. Thiruvananthapuram is an enclosed place. Understood? The rupee is in my pocket. The pencil is in the box. Understood? So, in is also used to refer the place but to an enclosed space. And on, the third preposition on, to refer the place is, for a surface only we are using on. You are all sitting on the chair. You can't say you are all sitting in the chair. Chair is not an enclosed space. Understood? So, here I say that on, the preposition on is used to refer to a surface only. The cat is sitting on the wall. Understood? I am standing on the ground. So, you have to be very careful in using the prepositions at, in, on to denote the places. At is used to denote a particular point. In is used to denote an enclosed space and on is used to denote for a surface. And the same prepositions at, in and on can be used to refer the time. Again, at is used to refer a precise time, a particular time. At the moment, at 3 o'clock, at the sunset, you can say. I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. The difference you have to see, children. At is used to denote a particular point of place and at is also used to refer a particular time. Understood? And then in. In is used to refer to months, years, centuries, a longer period and all. My birthday falls in April. Gandhiji was born in October. Understood? In the year 1947, India got independence. Understood? Normally, you all use on for referring to the year, right? On for 1947 and all, it's a wrong usage. Never ever use that. In is used to refer to months, years, centuries and longer period. And then on for days and dates. Gandhiji was born in October on 2nd. 2nd is a date. Understood? Our weekly holidays fall on Sundays. Jesus Christ's birthday is on 25th December. So, when you refer days and dates, what preposition we have to use? On. Now, you have understood the difference in using at, in and on in referring time. Have you understood? Yes. And sometimes the prepositions function as adverb, and which you will learn it in the session of adverb. Let us see some more examples. Before is a preposition. How to use it? Can you come to my house before lunch? Between. A river flows between its banks. Like that, there are so many other prepositions. After, before, between, behind, beside, besides, for, from, to, up, down, under, over, through, into. All these are some more prepositions. Sometimes some prepositions function as adverbs. An adverb is a word which modifies the verb in that sentence. For example, if you see, have you seen an aeroplane go up? In this interrogative sentence, up is used as an adverb. It modifies the verb go. Normally, in these cases, the prepositions fall at the end of the sentence. When the prepositions fall at the end of the sentence, then those prepositions will function as adverbs. Other examples for these kind of prepositions: by and on. Conjunctions, otherwise called linkers or connectors. They are self-explanatory terms. Linkers or connectors means they connect something. Conjunctions are words which join words, phrases, clauses or sentences. Mainly conjunctions are of three different types: coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions and correlative conjunctions. Conjunctions you have studied, no? Yeah, it's not a classroom. An example: Jack and Jill went up the hill. And is a coordinative conjunction. Here the conjunction connects two words. And in the next sentence, the water was warm but I didn't go swimming. Here but is a conjunction, coordinating conjunction, which has joined two clauses or two sentences. So, coordinating conjunctions always join two words or two clauses. The conjunctions come between words or clauses, which they join. Jack and Jill, two words. Jack is a word, Jill is a word. These two words are joined or connected or linked with the conjunction and. And in the next sentence, the water was warm. It's a main clause. I didn't go swimming. It is another main clause. Two sentences or two clauses. These two sentences are joined with but. This is a coordinating conjunction. Have you understood? Coordinating conjunctions always come between words or clauses. Understood? Some more examples for coordinating conjunctions: but, or, and, yet, so, for. So many conjunctions are there. The next type is subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions means these conjunctions come at the beginning of subordinate clause, with the clause which is dependent on the main clause. Do you know clauses and phrases? If you don't know clauses and phrases, it's very difficult to understand these conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions always come at the beginning of subordinate clause. For example, I went swimming although it was cold. So, if you take although it was cold, it's a subordinate clause. It does not give you the complete meaning, hence it is an subordinate clause. Although it was cold, so it comes in the beginning of the subordinate clause. Although, that conjunction, subordinating conjunction, has come at the beginning of the subordinate clause. For different reasons we are using subordinate clause conjunctions. For purpose, for time, for result, for comparison, etc. we use different type of subordinating conjunctions. Another example, I did not know that you had arrived. That you had arrived is the subordinate clause, and that is why the conjunction, subordinating conjunction, comes at the beginning of the clause. What is the conjunction here? That. That is the subordinating conjunction which comes at the beginning of the subordinate clause. Then the third type is correlative conjunctions. Neither nor, either or, not only but also, so that. They go around, they surround an adjective or an adverb. For example, if you take so that, he ran so fast that he didn't miss the train, that he could board the train. He ran so fast that he boarded the train. So that goes around the adverb fast. Now, another thing also, neither nor and all will be followed by singular verb. Neither Ram nor Rahim is a doctor. That means both of them are not doctors. Neither Ram nor Rahim is a doctor. Either or. Either I or you have to go, have to meet the principal. Either you or I have to meet the principal. And not only but also. She is not only a good dancer but also a very good singer. So, this is when the conjunctions which go around adjectives and adverbs are called correlative conjunctions. One has to be very careful while using the conjunctions. If you use the wrong conjunction, then the meaning will be totally wrong. For example, you see these sentences where the conjunction is changed. Observe the differences in the meanings also in these sentences when the conjunction is changed. We can gather the fruit if it is ripe. If it is not ripe, if it is raw, we cannot have it. We can gather the fruit when it is ripe. Please wait, let it ripe, then we can gather it. We can gather the fruit because it is ripe. There is no problem in gathering this fruit because it is already ripened. So, we can gather it. The last sentence, we can gather the fruit although it is ripe. Don't worry about the fruit and all, it is ripe, nothing will happen, we can gather it. So, the difference, when you use different type of conjunctions, different meaning we are getting. So, we have to be very careful while using the proper conjunction, otherwise the meaning will be changed. Interjections is the last part of the speech, that is the 8th part of speech. Interjections are nothing but words which produce sounds to express our feelings which are very strong. Ah, ouch, ah, shh. These type of sounds are called interjections. They are followed by exclamation marks. Hurrah, It is an interjection expressing happiness. Suppose your teacher comes and tells you all of a sudden, tomorrow is a holiday. You will be very happy, jumping with joy. Hurrah! Tomorrow is a holiday. Hey, wow! That is the meaning. A loss expresses sadness or sorrow. When you hear somebody has met with an accident or dead, then you say, a loss, she is dead. You express your sorrow, sadness. Pain. You hurt my leg. Somebody has kicked your leg or something falls on you, on your leg, and it pains. So you say, you are standing on my leg. You have hurt my leg. That's what, to express the pain. Oh, expresses surprise. Oh, you got the first rank? You are very much surprised. Oh, first rank is mine? I have got the first rank? You are very much surprised. And hush, to give a warning. Hush, the baby is sleeping. Don't make noise. Quiet. So, these are the expressions. Actually, the words produce a kind of sounds. When you hear these words, you may think that only noise or sounds are produced. The tenses are of two types, past tense and present tense. And another tense, that is future tense, we refer the future tense, future time with the help of present tense and will and shall. Understood? Before going into tenses, we should know which words in English come in different tenses, that is verbs. Nouns cannot come in different tenses, adjectives, adverbs, none of the other parts of speech come in tenses, only verbs, the action words. The verbs which tell us the time and action are called verbs. So, the verbs only come in different tenses. The verbs only tell us the time of the action taking place. So, for example, if we take the verb go and it has got three forms. All the verbs have three forms in English, that is first form or base form, second form and the third form otherwise called past participle. You should know these three forms, otherwise it is very difficult for you to learn the tenses. Each and every verb has three forms, that is the first form or base form, the second form, the third form otherwise called past participle. You should know the three forms of the verbs, then only the different tenses you can learn. Now, let us take the verb go as an example. Now, the past tense. If you see on the board, each tense has four different forms also. If we take past tense, simple past or past indefinite, past continuous or past progressive, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Let us take the simple past tense. The simple past tense of the verb go is went. Where can we use the simple past tense? When you want to mention about the actions which had already taken place, which was completed, which was over, those actions you must mention in the past tense. I went to zoo yesterday. My friend came here to teach grammar. So, you have to be very careful when you use the tense, because now I am just standing here and teaching here. I cannot say I came here. So, the meaning gets wrong. So, you have to say simple past tense means the action which was over, and it is better always to mention the time also, when the action took place, when it was over, if you mention that with the specified time, then you will not make mistake. I went to zoo yesterday. I studied in Bangalore last year. You have to mention the time. Past continuous. Past continuous means the action which was going on at the past time, at a particular past time. When I went to my friend's house, she was writing a story. Was writing is past continuous. Here in this our example, was going and were going. Was going, was is the helping verb for singular noun, were is the helping verb for the plural nouns. She was going in the bus when I saw her on the road. So, the past continuous, if you mention it along with another action in the past, then it would be, you can explain it clearly. When I saw her on the road, she was running after a bus. Understood? Was running, was going, were going. With the helping verbs and the ing form only, the past progressive. What are the helping verbs in the past continuous? Was and were. And the past perfect. Where can we use past perfect? It cannot function alone. It is better to use this form, the past perfect tense, along with the simple past tense. When you talk about two actions which took place earlier, the action which had taken place first should be expressed in past perfect. The form is had gone, that is had is a past tense verb, gone is the third form of the verb go, the past participle. So, you must use had plus past participle when you write past perfect tense. And where can we use this past perfect tense? For example, when the doctor came, the patient had already died. Two actions, I am talking about two actions which took place earlier, right? That is two actions. What are the two actions? The doctor came, one action, the patient died, one action. Of these two actions, which action took place first? The death of the patient. So, that action you must explain in past perfect. When the doctor came, the patient had already died. When I went to the station, the train had already left. Two actions again. I went to the station, the leaving of the train, both. But which action took place? Leaving of the train took place. That action you must explain in past perfect. Again, past perfect continuous also. The form of past perfect continuous tense is had been going. Again, past perfect continuous also, along with the simple past you have to mention. They had been writing their exams even after the bell rang. The time was over, still you are explaining what happened when the bell rang, what had been going on. When you were explaining in the past what was happening, what was going on, what had been going on, you have to use past perfect tense. That is, you cannot use past perfect continuous without using simple past tense. Even if you use, that means another action also took place at that time. That is, when the principal entered the room, the children had been making a hell lot of noise. So, this principal was shocked, was surprised, was angry regarding the action which was going on, which had been taking place. So, this is what simple past tense, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. The form is simple past tense, only one word, went. Past continuous with the help of auxiliaries, was and were plus ing form of the verb. Past perfect, you must use had plus past participle, that is the third form of the verb. And past perfect continuous, had been plus ing form. Only through practice you will learn it. You have to do lot of exercises. Past continuous, when you want to mention about the action which was going on at the past time, you have to use past continuous. When my father came home, I was eating. Right? I was eating is the past continuous. Came home, simple past. Past perfect, I have told you a very good example. When we went to the station, the train had already left. When the minister came for the meeting, it had already started. The next one, past perfect continuous, had been going. The curriculum had been going on for so many years. Still there was no change. Nobody was taking any effort to change it. Like that, had been going is the past perfect continuous tense. And then present tense. Again, the present tense also has 4 different forms. Simple present tense or present indefinite, present progressive or present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. And simple present tense, here you should know the subject of a sentence, whether it is in the first person, second person or third person. If the subject is first person or second person, you don't have to worry. If the subject is third person, then you should see whether the subject is singular or plural. Accordingly, you must write goes or go. If the subject is third person singular noun, she or he, then she goes to school, he goes to school. If the subject is third person plural noun, they, Ram and Rahim, like that plural, then you can write they go to school. That is the form. You have to be very careful. When the subject is third person singular in simple present tense, then you have to add s or es to the verb. If the subject is third person plural noun, then you don't have to add any s or es, just write the base form of the verb. And then where we can use simple present tense, teacher, if you ask. If you want to talk about the routine, habitual action, I get up at 6 o'clock every morning. That is regular. You are doing it. Every day you get up at 6 o'clock. If you want to talk about the facts, scientific facts or general truths and all. Sun rises in the east. Yesterday also sun rises in the east. Today also, tomorrow also, after 10 years also the sun will rise only in the east. So, those cases you have to explain only in simple present tense. And the habitual action, routine habits, all these things you must express only in simple present tense. Then present continuous. What action is going on at that moment? Now I am standing in front of you. You are all listening to me. I am teaching English grammar. That's what. Am going, is going, are going. Am, is, are. All these 3 are helping verbs. They tell us this is present continuous. If you write only going, we don't know whether it is present continuous or past continuous. Only the helping verbs tell us whether it is present continuous or past continuous. Am going, is going, are going. Instead of is, if was is there, then it becomes past continuous. So, I am teaching you grammar now. Am is the present tense verb. So, I have to use am only. Now, that is the action going on. If I say I was teaching grammar, is it correct? That is not present continuous. That is past continuous. Then present perfect. The form is has plus past participle or have plus past participle. All these helping verbs according to the subject of the sentence. If the subject is singular, then you have to use has. If the subject is plural, then you have to use have. She has gone to the market. They have gone to the hospital. She is third person singular noun. and they is the third person plural noun. So, she has gone to the hospital. So, when you want to say the action which has taken place just before, then you have to use present perfect. She has gone to the market, please wait here, she will come back now. You want to say something, so somebody has come to see your mother and they want to see her, your mother is not at home and she has gone to the market and they are in a hurry and they want to see her at any cost. So, you tell them she has gone to the market, any time she will be back. So, those activities those actions you have to express in present perfect. And present perfect continuous, has been going, have been going, again has for third person singular noun and have third person plural noun. Only in the case of present tense, past tense, perfect tense and perfect continuous and all, there is no, you do not have to worry, only had is there. Understood? Present perfect and present perfect continuous, if the subject is third person singular, you should use has, third person plural subject, then you have to use have. And where we can use present perfect continuous? They have been living here for the past 20 years. That means it started some time back and now also that action is going on. Understood? They have been, the work has been going for so many hours. The work has been going from 9 o'clock in the morning. So, that means what? It started some time back in the past and now also the work is in the progress. So, those cases you have to explain in present perfect continuous. Understood? Here the shooting has been going on from morning 9 o'clock. Still it is going on, right? So, this type of work, it started in the morning at 9 o'clock and now also it is going on. That work you have to express in present perfect continuous. Now, the future tense. There is no such tense called future tense in the English language, but we refer future time with the help of simple present tense, present continuous and with the help of modals will and shall. But for our understanding, better understanding, it is also divided into 4 categories: simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. Normally future time means, when we want to say something is going to take place, it is likely to take place, it is for sure to take place, it is expected to take place, it is expected to be completed, to be done in the future. We express those actions. So, the first is simple future, will go or shall go, will or shall, using that modals, they are called auxiliaries or helping verbs or modals. Will go or shall go. I will go to school tomorrow. So, tomorrow I am going to school, that is also correct. I will go to school tomorrow. For sure I'll definitely I'll be going. I am going to school tomorrow, that is also future time. Understood? So, I go to school, that is also tomorrow, I go to school tomorrow. I go to school is simple present tense but referring future time. I am going to school tomorrow, present continuous form but referring future time. I will be going, I will go to school tomorrow, again using the modal we are referring the future time. Understood? I will go to school, she will do the work, we will do that work, all these things, it is likely to take place or it will take place. When you want to mention about the actions which is likely to take place in the future, you use will or shall. You express that action in future indefinite or simple future. Then future continuous, will or shall be going, will be going or shall be going is the form. That is the form of future continuous, will be going or shall be going. Where we have to use this? You expect an action to be going on in the future. Understood? She will be getting a first rank. You want that to take place. You want your daughter or your sister or yourself to get that. She will be getting the first rank. Understood? They will be going for a picnic next Sunday. It's all planned and everything is ready. Everybody is eager to go for the picnic. So, the sentence is, they will be going for a picnic next Sunday. But sometimes it may get cancelled, they cannot go and all, but still everything is planned and you want that action to take place. So, you express that using future continuous, will be going or shall be going. And then future perfect, will have gone, that is the form, will or shall plus have plus past participle. Where we can use the function, where is the function, how to use it, where to use it, if you ask. He is doing his medicine now. He will have completed his course by the end of 2005. An action is expected to be completed in the future. That action should be expressed in future perfect. You are studying in 8th standard. You will be completed your 10th standard in another 2 years. It's expected. You are expected, that action is expected to be completed after 2 years. Understood? You are expected to complete your schooling after 2 years. And this particular person is doing his medicine course. And he is expected to complete. He will have completed his course after 5 years. He is expected to complete his course after 5 years. So, that type of action should be expressed in future perfect. Again, future perfect continuous, will have been going. The same person who is doing his medicine now, after finishing his course, he is expected to become a doctor, expected to practice medicine. He will have been practicing medicine after finishing the course, after 5 years. That action is expected to take place after 5 years. He will have been flying the aeroplane after 7 years because he is studying the course, pilot course and now. He will have been, so you have full hope in that person that he will study well and he will complete his course and he will pass the course with flying colors and he will become a pilot very soon, very successful pilot. With that hope, you say that he will have been flying the plane after 5 years. So, all these simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous, all these 4 tenses, you want to express the actions which are likely to take place or going to take place for sure and it will be completed in the future. Those actions you have to express in these tenses only. Normally, we express the future time, we refer the future time using simple present tense, present continuous plus with the help of will and shall, and with adding this have, be and or we express the future time.